Hello to the CHD Cloud back office solution demonstration. Today we will go through all the basic functionality what's provided within solution. We will go through all the points in the menu, what you can see on the left side, and of course we will start with the home page or the landing page. Every user, once logged in the system, will see 6 KPIs, as you can see here on the screen. Those are static and cannot be changed. KPIs are ones most important for the retail companies, and those are gross margin in percentage, sales, average basket, sales per square meter, stock per square meter, and customer count. These KPIs can be displayed by week, by month, or by the year. And this customization can be done here under the blue button, and you can choose, is it a week, month, quarter, or a year. Also, there are some additional reports that can be placed on the home page, but we will talk about those later. First section we will dive into, it's the products. It's the most important part in our inventory management system, as all other functionality all around the products and the product list what we have in the system. The product list itself, it can be customized for each individual user. So in case you would like this to look a little bit different, you can drag the columns around or enable, disable some of the columns. Yeah? So if you are interested in some other ones, then we can just turn them on and system will change those instantly. Product card. So let's create a new product card. First of all, we have 3 types of products. It's a product, service, and bill of materials or receipt. Let's start with the simple product. As you can see, several fields are marked as mandatory in a system, and that means that it's mandatory to fill those in. So the product number, by default, system provides number for you, but if you do not need system provided ones, but you choose to use your own numbering system, then you are free to do so. Yeah, for example, you can choose something totally different. For the description, you need to indicate the sales price of the product. Let's say it will be 10 euros. You need to identify the unit cost of the product. Let's say it will be 5. Unit of measure, I have only one, it's a piece. And you need to identify what's the VAT you are selling it with. As you can see, there are lots of additional fields that are like free to choose, use those or not. You can mark a product as not discountable. That will disable discounts on the point of sales. For certain countries, you can identify what this product is sold with reverse VAT. If you would like to show this product in automated areas in the point of sales, you need to mark it as show in menu. Also, you can add a picture to your product. You can pick any picture from your computer. You can identify vendor. You can identify what's the rounding of this product when you are doing the purchases. What it means if you are able to purchase this product by boxes and box contains 10 pieces and that's the minimum what you can order from the vendor, then you will identify the 10 here. Safety stock, it identifies your lowest stock you would like to see in your warehouse. And there are some other settings that you can use if necessary. Let's sell the product. Then we have some additional fast stops here associated with this particular product. Label that can be used in case also using our system to print price tags for the shelves. And in some countries, it's mandatory to indicate the price per kilograms or price per liters on the shelf label. And then this is the place you will do that. Balance shows you the current inventory in all your stores or warehouses. So as this product is brand new, we just created the product card. The inventory is 0. History will show you each and every transaction, what has ever happened with this product. So if you are interested in any history of this particular product, this is the place you will look for. Barcodes. System allows you to add one or several barcodes to the product if necessary, and so this is the place where you will add those. Oh, sorry. And if we have several, we can add those one by one. And the linked product. So POS functionality allows to link two products together. What it means, if we will link some additional product to this one, then when we will link additional product to this one, when the first one will be sold on the point of sales, the second one will pop into the sale automatically. That's very quickly about the product card. Journals. Next section in our solution is journals. We provide 4 kinds of the journals. Let's go through them one by one. Adjustment journals. Adjustment journals allows you to do stock adjustment in your location. Let's see how that works. So first of all, you need to create a new journal. You can identify the code and the name of the journal. Both are provided automatically by the system, but you can change those as necessary in your particular case. Let's say we are doing write-offs. November 2020. Once you've done with the header, you can start processing the lines. Every line contains a date when this adjustment should happen. Next is the product number. You can enter those manually, search in a list, or use the barcode scanner to introduce the product here. Then you need to identify location in which this adjustment is happening. Quantity, as you can see here, can be negative or positive number. As we are doing write-offs, I will use a negative one. It's a -5. And as option, you can identify the reason why this write-off is happening. Currently, we have none configured in the system, but if you do so in a retail setup section, you will get something here in a drop-down. It's not mandatory, but it's nice to use those, as afterwards these reasons can be analyzed on a monthly basis or weekly basis, as you wish. Once we are done with the line, we can save it, add some more. Just save it. Once we are done, we can save the journal. Saving journal does nothing with the inventory, and if we go into the journals list, we can see what it's saved, but and the status is open. We can still edit it or delete it. The only action that changes the stock, it's approve journal. Once we approve, we won't be able to come back and change something or modify it. That's why you need to be careful with this function. Let's see how it works. If you do approve, it shows us the total of the adjustments that will happen, and it also identifies that once approved, it will be closed and you won't be able to edit or delete this journal afterwards. So if you are sure you would like to do this, you simply approve it. Now this journal is approved. The status is processing, and after some few moments, it's approved. If you open the journal again, you can see that lines are here, all the information that we entered, but we are not able to delete or modify lines anymore. Next type of journals we will talk about, it's a transfer journals. This kind of journal is meant for stock movements from one location to another. Is it one store to another store, or warehouse to store, or warehouse to warehouse? It depends from customer needs. Again, first we need to deal with the header. It's a journal code we need to enter in the system, journal name, identify which location we are moving from and location we are moving to. Also, we need to identify the date when this movement is happening. Let's say it will happen tomorrow from today. You can also identify the transporter. It's not mandatory field, but it's advised to add some information here, and then we can proceed to lines. Adding lines is very easy in this journal, so you just need to know which products you are moving and how many. And that's it. So let's add a few lines. Save it. And again, similar as in the adjustment journals, you can save the journal if you are about to edit it afterwards, or make some corrections or double checking, and only then approve it. You can save and approve right away, and that will do the stock movement right now. And it's done. The journal is approved. We can open it. We can see what has happened. But as it's already approved, we do not have possibility to edit it or delete it anymore. Next type of journals we will talk about, it's bill of material journals, or BOM journals in a short version. Those are meant for production of the bill of material products. So what's happening in those journals is we are introducing bill of material products into the warehouse and reducing stock of ingredients of those products. So let's keep the default values of the header and select some action here. So again, in the lines, we need to identify the date when this production is happening. We identify the product we are producing, location where this production is happening. Introduction tab, we need to select produce. As you can see, the other option is disassemble. It's also an option. And we identify how many products in this case we are about to produce. Let's save the line. And similar to the previous ones, we can save or approve the journal directly. So let's start with the saving the journal, and then let's do the approval of it. So again, we have a totals. System asks us to verify this process as it's not reversible. Once done, it's done, and we can see what we've done one journal, and what was done in here, it was production of the test product, and 5 pieces of those were produced. Next journal type we will talk about, it's a stock take journal. In majority of the countries, stock take is a mandatory action once a year, but depending from the client needs, it could be done several times a year, even once a week, or once a month. Creating a stock take journal. You need to identify the document number. The difference from the other journals is here that the system won't provide any default journal names, and you need to enter one by hand. You identify the store, you select the stock take date. Approve date can be different, but in this case we will leave it the same. And you can choose to show only those products in stock or all of them. Let's leave it as it is. As a result, you get a list of all the products that you should have in a stock, and you need to go out and do the actual counting of your stock and introduce the results in the system. The result of your counting can be a negative adjustment, and in some cases that could be a positive adjustment. Once all the data has been entered into the system manually or by using the import from the Excel, you can save the journal and afterwards approve it or leave it for later approval if that's necessary. Keep in mind that while the stocktake journal is open in a system, several functionalities and in other sections of the solution will be limited. As example, you won't be able to approve any other journal types, you won't be able to approve purchase orders or sales invoices. That's why it's advised not to keep a stocktake journal open for long periods. And it's approved. So we are done with the stocktake. Let's see how it looks when it's approved. Yeah, so we can see what has happened, what adjustments we've made during the counting, and it's kept in a system as historical data. Next section we will talk about is purchase orders. That's a place where you can introduce purchases into the system. Let's create a new purchase order. First of all, you need to fill in the header information. So you indicate the currency you are buying in. You select the vendor from the vendors list. If it's a new vendor, first you need to go to the vendors section and create that vendor. Otherwise, you won't be able to register the purchase from this vendor. Location, let's select the location we are buying into. As additional information, you can identify the original invoice number, what's provided from the vendor. You can identify what will be the approved date of this information. You can add some notes if necessary. And once you are done with the header, you can save and proceed with the lines. Adding purchase lines. You select the product you are buying, you select or enter the quantity you are buying, and then you can choose which of three values enter into the system. Is it a value for the unit excluding VAT? Is it a line value, or it's including VAT, or line value excluding VAT? Whatever field you will choose to use, the other ones will be populated. Let's add some few lines. So we have a purchase order with total amount of 39 euros. In some cases, you could have some additional costs what are related to this order. Let's say it's delivery. In that case, you can add those costs to the sales lines and split those equally. By that, you will adjust you will adjust or make more precise the item's unit cost, and that will also enable you to see more reliable profit information in an item card and also in the reports. Let's say it's transport costs, and it was like 15 euro, and we would like it to apply to the line sum. And if we do it, you can see the added cost column here, and the 15 euro additional cost is equally split between the lines depending on the line value. The more the line value is, the more transport costs has been added to that particular line. Once we are done, we save, and of course we can approve this purchase order, so the stock is changed in the system. Yeah, status processing, status approved. So we are done. If we look at the history, then we can see all the lines, and but we don't have any possibility to modify it anymore because it's already posted. We could open one of the products we just purchased, and if we look at the history card, we can also see all the adjustments what we've done in the system in the last few minutes. You can see the adjustments in adjustment journals. This product was used in producing the bill of material product. We can also see what we made the transfer for this product. There was a stock take and purchase what we made seconds ago. Next session is the sales invoices. It's split in several parts. Currently we see two of those, prepayment invoices and the sales invoices. Prepayment invoices you will use if you would like to receive money in advance from the customer, so before you ship the goods, and the sales invoice is the one what you will prepare to the customer when the deal is done. Let's create a new sales invoice. First of all, as always, it's header information. Information about the vendor. In this case, it's you who are acting as a vendor. This information, what we can see here about the company, registration numbers, addresses, bank information, that comes from the client profile here. Customer, it's a receiving customer. You select it, and again, all the information what you will have here comes from the customer card. In this case, we don't have anything much here. Approve date indicates the date when this invoice must be approved, and the stock change will happen on that date. Also, you need to indicate the location you are selling from, currency of the sale, payment method. Is it a bank transfer or is it something other, or maybe you already have existing receipt from the point of sales. Let's select a bank transfer. Additionally, you can identify what the payment terms. So if we have like a bank transfer, we can give 14 days to pay for this invoice. We can identify when the shipment will happen, or we can identify what it will happen in some period. Also, you can add notes about the transporter, who is the transporter, what will be the vehicle, and so on and so on. This information will be also printed on a printed invoice if you choose to prepare one. Once we are done with the header, we can proceed to the lines. Entering the lines is similar to the other sections in the back office. So first we select the product, then we indicate quantity of the sale. In the sales invoice, additionally, we can change the price to be different from the standard price you have in an item card. Let's say the standard price is 1.5 in this case. but we would like to sell it a little bit. We would like to make it a little bit higher in this case, and we can simply change it. And at the same time, we are giving 25% discount, and we save the line. And in the same manner, you can add as many lines as you need. Once you are done, you can save the document. You can directly approve it, or if you first would like to hand it over to the customer and make sure everything is fine, and you don't need to make a mess in the system by creating this credit note afterwards. If customer declines it, you can download it, send out to the customer, and once you will receive the payment, only then approve it, because approving is a one-way process and you won't be able to delete it or modify once it's approved. But let's do it now. So approval process for the sales invoice again shows you all the header information about the locations, dates, and client information, payment method, and invoice. You need to verify all that. You can see the totals here, and if everything is fine, you can approve it. You have filter here, and it's approved. If we open approved sales invoice, we can see all the information here. As you can see, lines cannot be changed anymore, and that's it. You can also notice what there's a warning about unpaid amount, 36 euro from this customer, and those 36 euros are for the very same sales invoice, and you are seeing this notification because this sales invoice hasn't been marked as paid yet. So if we place this check mark here, and if we open it again, we can see what we don't have any warnings about the customer here anymore. Also, approved sales invoice can be used as a template for a new one. If the customer would like to buy something very similar, it's an easy way how to produce new sales invoice for this customer. You can see if we use it as a template, we get a new one with exactly the same lines and exactly the same information we had in a previous one. Next section, vendors. In this section is the place to register all the vendors you will be working with, or you will be buying goods, items from. Currently we have only one vendor here. Let's create one more. Only a few fields are mandatory when you are creating a vendor. So we need a name, we need address, and we need to know the registration number of the company. It can be also VAT, depending from what company, what the company does and what they work with. There is some additional information that can be attached to the vendor. First of all, we have a small CRM functionality that allows you to register all the interaction you've had with this vendor, or you will have. Yeah, so it also allows you to add some reminders that will pop up in a system once the desired reminder date comes. Yeah? Let's see how it looks. We can make a note for ourselves that it will expire soon, and we would add a reminder about this, and let's say we would like to have it on February 18th, and I would like to remind myself, yeah. So by creating such entry, I make sure that I will get this notification that the agreement with this particular vendor will end soon, and this notification will pop up in the system at the 18th of February, year 2021. More to the vendor, it's a contact card. If you are working with the bigger companies, there are usually several people you need to be aware of or to work with. One could be responsible for the deliveries, one could be responsible for making new arrangements or negotiate prices with, and so on and so on. So this is the place you can keep this contact information and look it up if necessary. Also, system allows you to upload documents directly into our back office cloud. Those can be scanned agreements or price lists or anything else that's related to this particular vendor. Remember, limitation is 10 megabytes per file. And we have a fast up here showing the purchase history from this particular vendor. As this is a very new one, or we just created it, we don't have anything here. But if we would open the one we had here before, it's the best vendor, we can see that we have one purchase here already. Also in a card for this vendor, you will notice a warning about unpaid amount, and in this case you see it here because we have a purchase order that hasn't been marked as paid yet. And so if we done the payment, we can mark it as paid, and if we will go back into the vendor, this warning is gone and it's not here anymore. Next section is customers. From visual perspective is very similar to the one we just saw. Customer card is looks like this. So if you open the customer card, first of all we see basic statistics about the customer, like sales in past 12 months and top categories bought by this particular customer. This information is very useful when working in business-to-business sector, but it can also be used in retail. Fields in a customer profile are similar to the ones you saw in a vendor. Maybe some more here, as for example customer group, because system allows to split customers into the groups, and then some functionality can be assigned to the customer group as such. Fast stops here are exactly the same as you saw in a vendor. So we have a small CRM functionality allowing to register interaction you've had with this particular customer. We have section to save some contact information. We have section to upload some documents if necessary. And we have a section showing transaction history for this particular customer. In this case, we have 2 transactions and both are sales invoices. Next section, promotions. This section allows you to create promotions, automatic promotions for mini-POS point of sales system. It's split into the two sections. One is the modifiers, and the second is a product category. Usually you will start with creating a modifier, and let's create an example one. We will create discount, like minus 10%, and let's call it 10. Yeah. So in such a manner, we've got like a modifier that would give 10% discount. And now we can use this modifier in for the category promotion. Let's say, let's call it like minus code 10 on food. Okay. And we will use minus 10% modifier, and it will be subtotal discount, and it will work for category food. And as you can see, in a few steps, you can create like a new automatic promotion that will give 10% discount for all food items in Minipos. Next section, reports. We have several built-in reports in our back office. Let's start with the general report. This report provides overall information about the situation in customer stores. General reports provide several very important KPIs. Those are the ones retailers are usually interested in. So we have here sales amount, sales cost amount, profit, gross margin percentage, sales quantity, average product price, customer count, average basket size in the point of sales transactions, purchase amount, and sales per square meter. All this information can be filtered for the particular date range, and also location can be identified as optional filter. Inventory evaluation. This is a report you will usually provide to external accountant once per month. Again, you need to identify the date range you are interested in, location you are interested in. One more optional filter is the category, and what information you will get. You will get information about the stock level, that's quantity and value at the beginning of the period, all about the purchases during the period, positive adjustments, negative adjustments, transfers between locations, sales in point of sales, sales via sales invoices, and information about the stock at the end of the period. In the user interface, you have only one line with the total, but all the essence is in a download, where you will get the same information on the item level. Yeah? All this information is provided on the item level. Next report is a tax report. Basic report showing you information about the taxes you've paid in a selected period, about the amount, what's the original amount, what's the amount excluding the tax, and what's the amount of the tax itself. It can be generated in a simple way, as you can see it now, and it can be generated in an extended way. And in case you have several point of sales per one store, you will see this information split per point of sales. Next report is a top list. It's a very important report. Every retailer would like to see and analyze. This report allows you to see top sellers or bottom sellers in a selected period, selected location. Top lists can be generated for a particular category. Top lists can be made looking at the sales amount, sales quantity, stock on hand, or gross margin. It can be top 10, it can be top 127, depending from your needs. and you will get information like this on the screen, and also all the reports can be downloaded in Excel. Next section is a sales analysis. It's not a report as such, but it's more like constructor, but allows you to create reports and see the information you would really like to see. It works similar to Excel pivot table, so you need to identify what you would like to see as a row in the reporting, what you would like to see as a column in the reporting, and what will be the amounts inside the report. Yeah? Let's create a report showing us sales, including VAT, for the last week. And we would like to see location or a store in a row, date in a column, sales including amount as a data, and we would like to see from today minus 1 week. That will always show us last 7 days of the sales. And let's save. Information can be viewed as a pie chart, maybe not so relevant in this case, or a bar chart, or as a table. As you can see, we have sales only today, as we've started to use system now. This section, sales analysis, doesn't have a limitation on how many reports you create here, and you can create as many as you need with analyzing information what you are interested in. I only made one example, but in the same manner you can analyze returns, you can analyze sales per POS worker, you can analyze returns, or you can analyze which worker gave how many discounts this week, and so on. So there are like a lot of ways or a lot of angles how you can look on your data in this section. One more thing about the sales analysis report. Once you have at least one report at the home page, you can choose to keep one here, so you can always see. Yeah, you see there's a section sales analysis report, and you can pick one to have on your home screen. Yeah? And in this case, you won't have these 6 KPIs only on your home page, but also this one report I've chosen to keep here on the home page. Replenishment report I will skip. Stock location report. This is a very basic report showing you information about currently available stock in your stores. In case you are interested in stock levels for one particular product, you would use like a product list, search for the product and open its balance tab. But if you are searching for information about the category or about the full product list, then this is the report you would use. Stock location report. It shows you all the items and stock in each of locations for those items. Category report. Category report shows you sales information about the items, but grouped by item categories. Customer sales report shows you information about sales grouped by the customer groups and the customers. Order summary section. Here you will be able to find each and every receipt made on the mini POS once you have a back office linked with the point of sales. Transactions report. Transactions report is not a report in a classical sense, but it's a place where you can get access to the raw data stored in the solutions database. In those cases, you would like to analyze something very specific, and this analysis is not possible with built-in reporting. This is the place you will go to get the data, filter it by any parameters what you are interested in, and once you've done all the filtering, you can export this data into Excel sheet and make necessary reporting in a pivot table, or use some third-party BI tool to analyze data you've extracted from our back office. Retail setup section. Locations. Location is that place where you can register or introduce into the system new location. Location can be a store, a warehouse, cafe, restaurant, bar, or even an internet store. There are several mandatory fields that needs to be filled in. It's a location code, location name, location type, sales area in square meters, address, and a postal code. Next section, point of sales. This setup section contains information about all the point of sales linked to this back office account. Point of sales layouts. This setup section allows you to modify point of sales layouts. It's a constructor allowing you to change the looks and appearance of the point of sales layout. You can add buttons to the layout. You can change functionality of those buttons. You can change colors, text size on those buttons. You can even add image to those buttons. And you can add function to the button. Let's say it will be item search. And we've created a nice looking button with the horse on it, and the point of sales will receive this new layout after next synchronization. POS currencies. If you are accepting payments in several currencies on your point of sales, this is the place where you will introduce those currencies and will indicate the exchange rate of that currency, what needs to be used on the point of sales. VAT groups. VAT groups comes predefined in the system depending on your country. Next section is units of measure. This section allows to add units of measure to the system, the ones that are necessary for your business. We have only one here, it's a piece. Let's add another one. So, and we can also identify what this unit of measure is divisible. If it's not marked as a weight unit of measure, or it's not marked as divisible, system won't allow to enter not rounded numbers for this product, which is associated with the unit of measure, what's not weight unit of measure. Product categories. This section allows to create categories in which products can be placed in, basically allowing you to create groups of the products. Those groups can afterwards be used for the user interface on the point of sales, or to add some promotions to those, and so on. Each category can have must have its code, its name. You can also identify the parent category. Categories in our back office can have 10 levels. You can also add the info code to the whole category. You can see the promotion that's been added to this category. You can add a picture to the category. This picture will be used in point of sales interface. You can identify what's the text color and the background color of the category. Those are also for the point of sales interface. So on the point of sales, you will get like a folder for each category, and these colors and the picture will be used to draw that folder. Payment types. Payment types are means of payment that are available on the point of sales. So you can identify how many payments you need on point of sales, what kind of payments those are. As you can see, you can define the payment name, payment type. Is it electronic, cash, or is it with some integrated device? You can identify what currency this payment will work with, and you can also identify the rounding amount. For the point of sales needs, there's also a color of the text and icon background color for this payment. Journal reasons. This setup is meant particularly for the adjustment journals. As we talked before, there's optional field in adjustment journal lines, reason code, that allows you to choose the reason why you are doing this adjustment. And this retail section journal reason codes allows you to create those reasons. Let's create one. All right. Call it. Now we have one reason code broken in store, what can be used in an adjustment journal. Info codes. This is a POS functionality. Allows you to add some kind of message to be seen by the POS operator. Message can be added to the item directly or to the whole category of items. And info code again has its code. Let's try to create one. This product requires 2x AA batteries. And we can make it red on the point of sales. So now we've created the info code that can be added to the product or to the product category, and this particular one is useful for those what requires 2 AA type batteries. Customer groups. As mentioned before, backoffice allows to split customers by groups, and afterwards some functionality can be added to the whole group of the customers, like loyalty discounts and similar. Price groups. Backoffice allows several prices to be attached to the single product. For this reason, price group needs to be created. and afterwards additional price added to the product. Price group can be attached to location, meaning that two locations linked to the same back office can have two different sets of the prices. Workers. Worker or POS operator. This part allows to create new POS operators that can be used as logins in the point of sales. Along the worker ID, name, surname, POS password, you can also identify what permissions this particular worker will have on the point of sales. Currencies. In case you are doing purchases or sales via sales invoice in different currency than your own, this is the place where you can introduce those currencies and enter exchange rates you would like to use in those transactions. Administration users. This section allows you to create additional users who have access to the system and also limit their access rights. Let's create a new one. Host user. You can set the password or you can leave it blank, and password will be sent in an email or link will be sent in an email, so the new user can set up the password by himself. Also, you can identify which functionality of the back office is available to this particular user. So if this person doesn't need access to some part of the system, you can just remove it, or you can make like partial restriction. Let's say we can allow this user to view adjustment journal, but we don't allow to edit adjustment journals or to approve adjustment journals. Once you are done, save, and the person will receive an email about the new account that's been created for him or her. Client profile. Client profile keeps the information about you as a company or you as a holder of the CHD POS.cloud account. This information is also used in generating sales invoice, headers, and some other parts of the system. It has information, it has all the fields about the company, it has some basic settings about the account, and it has some banking information. The additional fields here allows you to enable or disable some extra functionality in the system. Like here, we have almost everything disabled, but if necessary, those additional functionalities can be enabled. A separate section we have for the sales invoice configuration. You can choose logo to be used on all the printouts, like sales invoice, prepayment invoice, offer printouts. You can add some static notes to all the printouts, and you can choose how to start the numbering of those documents, like a prefix for those documents.